We saw how quickly things can escalate when local protesters blocked I-95 in Providence last November during the Ferguson protests.
And we wanted to know if authorities here are prepared to control a massive riot. The night team's Olivia Fecteau is live in Providence tonight. Olivia?
Dan and Patrice, this was where protesters clashed with police back in the fall surrounding the Ferguson decisions. Rhode Island State Police say they believe what happened here was minimized by a good relationship between the community and police. Still, they tell us they're trying to be proactive.
We don't want a Ferguson, we don't want a Baltimore, we don't want a Staten Island here.
With protests erupting in Baltimore, community leaders and police organizations are keeping a close eye on what happens in southern New England. NAACP President Jim Vincent says they're trying to be proactive.
You don't need to have something happen and all of a sudden, what do? We know that at any time anything can happen.
Leaders say that starts by forming relationships between the community and law enforcement. Rhode Island State Police Colonel Stephen O'Donnell says what happens elsewhere is a concern here too.
I mean, Baltimore is Providence, Providence is Baltimore, Baltimore is Texas. It doesn't matter. We live in a global country where things happen across the board. There are people that will follow suit just because, to make a statement or just to be in the news.
O'Donnell says as law enforcement, that community relationship is critical. It's why he checks in with community leaders like Vincent on a near daily basis.
Does he have the pulse of the community, they're the leaders?
He points to the I-95 protests surrounding the Ferguson decision as an example and says officer training is critical.
We have to be prepared to respond and respond with the appropriate force, level of force, if it's minimal or higher force.
For Vincent, it's an ongoing process of trying to do better, listening to the concerns of the people they serve.
We don't have any tragedies yet, and hopefully we never will.
Police officers from other cities and states have now been called in to help out in Baltimore. Rhode Island State Police say at this point, though, they have not been called in to help out with that. Live in Providence, Olivia Fecteau, NBC 10 News Night Team.